Identifying what you want. Everybody got a piece of paper? Blank piece of paper? Take your piece of paper like this and fold it in half like this. Just like that. So you have two perfect halves folded. Now what I want you to do is, don't do it just yet, but this is the fold in your piece of paper. And at the very top of that piece of paper, on the left-hand side, what I want you to put down is, I don't want, or I don't like. It pretty much means the same thing. But I don't want, I don't like. And then on the opposite side, I want you to put down, I want, or I like. Now, what I found in my coaching and working with hundreds of people is that often it's very, very easy for people to identify what they don't want. And one of the central questions I always ask my clients is, what do you want? And I ask that question over and over and over and over again. I ask it to myself. And very often, people can come up with lists, or they'll answer the question with what they don't want. I mean, right away. It almost comes to people's mind, well, I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I don't like this, and I don't want that. And that's fine. Because what this process is, we're going to use that to our advantage. Where we're going to start with the things that you don't want and the things that you don't like. Be it in your relationship, in your career, in your job, your home life, in any aspect of your life. And I understand that in the law of attraction, it says you're not supposed to focus on the things you don't want. But we're doing this with a specific intention to get clear on what we do want. So we're only temporarily focusing on this and making a list of all the things we don't want. And we're going to start with that part first. So that's all I want you to do is, I want you to take a few minutes, think about things in your relationships that you don't want or you don't like. Write them down. Think about things in your business or your job that you don't want and you don't like. Think about things in your finance that you don't want or you don't like. Think about things in your home life. And just let this flow. You guys can start writing this down right now. And just focusing on this right here. I don't want it or I don't like it. Whatever it is. Again, we're doing this with the intention of getting clearer and identifying what it is we do want. But it's only a temporary focus. Your home life, your health, friends, family. So, now what we're going to do is from that list right here, you should have a nice thing of things you don't want or you don't like. We're going to contrast it. And it's pretty simple and straightforward. And what you do is, when you look at this side, you look at the first thing at the top of the piece of paper. It says, I don't want whatever it is. I don't want to argue with my spouse. That's a big thing people like to put down. So over here, what you want is usually going to be the opposite of that. Sometimes this seems like the same thing, but it's very, very different. So for that example, what would be the opposite of that one? I don't want to argue with my spouse. I want
to live in harmony.
I want to live in harmony. Yes. Or I want to communicate with my spouse. You guys get the idea? So go ahead and take a few minutes to contrast that and write down the things that you do want. Did anybody have one that they were struggling with, that they'd like to share? A thing that they don't want and transform it to what you do want?
I don't want to be mad. Being mad.
So I don't want to be mad.
Yeah, and I didn't really know how to put the opposite of not being mad.
Anybody?
I want to be happy.
I want to be happy.
I already used that.
You already used it?
That one.
It's okay if you use it again. So, I don't want to be in debt. And I want you to think about every word you put over here because it's going to be something to focus on. So
Debt is a negative, didn't you say?
if you put down, I want to be debt-free, it's not so much that it's negative, it's just that there's a focus on debt and freedom, which is a mixed intention. I want to be debt-free. You guys get that? What else could it be? I don't want to be in debt. I want to be
Financially free.
financially free. If you're using, think of every word that you're putting over here as a focus. You're going to be focusing on all of this. So look at all those words. Just be mindful of that. You take this piece of paper right here, pick it up, fold it again in the same place. Just fold it back, and then fold it back again. The same way. You're just folding it the same way. So you're making an easy crease to tear. And then you take it, sometimes it's easy if you put it right on the edge of the table like that. Now you have two parts. Now you want to take the part of the list of the things you don't want.
And throw away.
Exactly. But there's something very important about that I want to share with you all about that list. There's a specific way to do it. Because maybe many of you remember in the movie, there was a quote in there that what you resist persists. Right? So it's important the way that you get rid of this I don't want list. Because if you're getting rid of it like, I'm getting rid of you, go away, if you're pushing it away with that kind of energy, that can actually add energy to it. It's a resistant energy. Does that make sense to everybody? So you almost want to, the best way to do it is you take the list, and please make sure you do this. But when you go home, burn it. And when you burn it, do it in a way that's almost thanking it. Say, thank you so much. You say this to the list or whatever. Thank you so much for helping me to become clear on what it is that I want. I appreciate that. You're offering it that kind of energy, a thankful energy. Now I'm sending you off. I'm letting you transform into the things that I want. And then you burn it. You guys see how that's different than get away from me, get out of my life forever, and never come back? It's the energy that you do it with. It can be very, very powerful. So what I want you to do now is take the list of the things that you do want. We're working with that list now. And so from the list of the things you do want, what I want you to do is I want you to look down that list, and I want you to pick 3 things off of that list that you believe that you can manifest, okay? Your believability. Like when you look at it, you say, I know I can manifest this for sure. And I want you to list them 1, 2, and 3. Put a circle around it. Like 1 with a circle, 2 with a circle, and 3. Number 1 is going to be the most believable one. To you. You absolutely believe it. You know you can manifest it. Simple.
The easiest one.
The easiest one. You just know you can manifest it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to look down that same list, and these might not be the same things, is you're going to pick the 3 things that you desire the most and put a square around that. 1, 2, 3. So number 1 will be the most desirable one. Sometimes these match up with the believable ones, sometimes they don't. Because sometimes what we believe we can manifest is not what we actually desire. And sometimes what we desire is not what we believe. Is this making sense to everyone? So the one you want the most. 1, 2, 3, and put a square around it.